with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you always, the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot accept because it neither sees nor knows him. But you know him, because he remains with you and will be in you. I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you. In a little while the world will no longer see me, but you will see me, because I live and you will live. On that day you will realize that I am in the Father, and you are in me and I in you. Whoever has my commandments and observes them is the one who loves me. And whoever loves me will be loved by my Father, and I will love him and reveal myself to him." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I'd like to invite boys and girls to come up. Have a seat right on the floor in front of me, please. So kids, come on up. Have a seat right here in front of me, please. Free parking right here. Well, good morning. Good to see all your bright, sunshiny faces. I would like to start with a little question. How many of you have a pet at home? Raise your hand. Okay, tell me what kind of pets you have. What's a pet that you have? A Great Pyrenees? Wow, okay. I have a Great Pyrenees too, right here. How about you? What is it? You have chickens? That's a lot of scrambled eggs at your household, I bet, huh? Woo-wee, I'm coming over to your place. What pet do you have? You have a cat, huh? What's the name of your cat? What is it? Sarah? Sarah. Okay. S-T-E-A? How do you spell it? You don't know how to spell it? Okay. Sarah's good enough for me. Thank you. Maybe you should ask your parents how to spell your own pet's name. Yes. What do you have? What's your dog's name? Ruby. That's a lovely name for a dog. What do you have? You have a cat too? How many of you have dogs? Raise your hand. Okay. Put your hands down. Now, if I were to come over to your house and I were to visit you and your pet, how many of you would say that you love your pet? Raise your hand. Okay. How would you prove to me that you love your pet? What kinds of things do you do for your pet to show that you really love your pet? What's one thing? You pet your pet. Okay, well that's a good thing. And hence the name, right? Pet, right? What else do you do for your pet to show you love? You can play with them. Okay, good. Do you play with your fish? They're tough to play with, aren't they? Yeah, unless you jump in the aquarium with them or something. So, what else do you do with your pet to show you love your pet? Feed them. I certainly hope so. Yes, that's a good thing. How many of you give your pet a bath? Raise your hand. Okay, a lot of stinky, smelly pets around here. That's not a good sign. Okay. How many of you have cats? Raise your hand. How many of you have to clean out their litter box? You clean out the litter box? You don't clean out the litter box. I'd hate to see what that litter box looks like at this point. Okay. Well, you know, it's very important to make sure that your pets are happy and healthy. How many of you walk your dog? That's a very important thing to do too. They need exercise, don't they? That's right. So all those things that we mentioned are ways that you show you care about them. You want them to be happy, you want them to be healthy, and you want to be happy too with healthy pets, right? Okay? How many of you love your parents? Raise your hand. Okay, most of you raised your hand. Okay. We do have some work that we have to work out here, okay? I won't point out the ones who didn't raise their hand. Okay. So, now, how am I supposed to know you love your parents? What are some ways that you show you love your parents? You kiss and hug them? Okay, that's a good thing. I'm sure they appreciate that. What else do you do?
Play with them.
You play with your parents? What do you do? What kinds of playing things you do with them?
Like board games, card games.
Board games and card games. They like playing those, huh? Good. Hey, you sound like you have fun parents. I'm coming over to your house sometime. What else do you do to show you love your parents?
You can make food for them.
You can make food for them? Do you cook for your parents?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you make for them? Spaghetti. Wow. Did they show you how to cook? Is that why you know?
I watch my dad.
You watch your dad do it. Okay. Is he a pretty good cook? No. Okay. I'm not eating your spaghetti, I'm sure. It's always good to have good teachers with the cooking stuff, right? Okay, that's important. How many of you would say it's important to listen to what your parents say? Okay, again, most of you raise your hand. That's good, okay. You know, actually, in the gospel that I just read from John, Jesus clearly says, if you love me, do what? Keep my what? Keep my dog? No, keep my what? What's that big word we heard? Keep my love? Okay, well, in some respect, okay, yes. Keep my commandments. What's a commandment? That's a big word. What does that mean? Does anybody know? What's a commandment? What does that mean?
It means something that you have to do.
Something you have to do, like I command you to do this. That's right. It's not an idea or a suggestion, it's a commandment. It's like, if you love me, you'll do this, right? Okay. So, and as a matter of fact, you may remember, God gave Moses, the ancient Israelite people, 10 commandments. And Jesus knew that very well because he was Jewish, right? So, some of the commandments are what? Don't kill. Don't tell lies. Don't steal. Why are you smiling when I say don't tell lies? You don't tell lies, do you? Oh, I hope not. Okay. Don't steal. That's not good. And you know, one of the commandments is honor your father and your mother. And so how do you honor them? You show them love. You show them respect. You listen to them. Maybe someday we'll see all the hands go up on that question. So, and you look out for them. You help them. And you give them hugs and kisses too. That's a good thing too. And you know, one of the other commandments is remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. The Sabbath is a special day that God has set for us for rest and worshiping Him. What day of the week do we come to rejoice in what God's done on the Sabbath? What's our Sabbath? What day?
Sunday.
It's on a Sunday, like today, right? And it's important to come and give thanks to God for all the love and good things He's shown us, right? So if we truly love Jesus, we'll obey His commandments. We'll come to church. We'll show love to others. We'll forgive people. We'll keep on learning what Jesus asked us to do. And we can make this world a much more beautiful, loving, brighter place when we do all those things that Jesus asked us. How many of you want to see a much nicer world than we have now? Raise your hand. Okay, most of you. Okay, this is good. Some of you must be satisfied with the way the world is now. Okay. But that's a work in progress too. So I want to thank you for being such good listeners and participants. And before you go, I have a little something to give you to remind you of the importance to love and keep God's commandments. I have right here a handy-dandy little coloring page, and on the back of that is a nice little word search about some of the things we talked about today as far as loving Jesus by keeping His commandments. Okay? So who would like to help me pass these out? Okay, we're going to let a couple of the wonderful people receiving First Communion, Rowan and Hippie, pass them out. So once you get one, walk nice and slowly back to your families, and thank you very much for coming. Would you like to help pass it out? With your sisters. Thank you very much. Now I'll take any extras you have. Extras? Or do you want to keep them to yourself? Okay, you can keep